Hello, boys.
Stocking-splitting edition of the Girlie Show.
Now, this is our ace of mates, Lemmy. We'll be probing into his soft and tender side later in the show, but first, let's rock.
Also on tonight's Girlie Show, we meet the glamour model who scored with the striker, the man who lives life to the max on the M25, the model who had his pants pulled down, and a man who's eager to get something off his chest. Plus, Rachel gets cozy with her old flame, Dando.
Okay, now, dude. Okay, so,
yeah,
a little bit further down.
It's time for a little prick as we burst one of pop's most overinflated egos. Let's have a big right hand, please, for tonight's Wanker of the Week.
Wanker of the Week is the tragic love child of Christopher Biggins and Fergie. Yes, the crown prince of ginger pop, the original copper knob, Mr. Mick Hucknall. Oh, Mickey, there's just something about you that's really tragic. You're so middle of the road that you have to dodge wagons, yet you fancy yourself as a real ladies' man. Well, you're not far wrong. You certainly sing like a big girl's blouse. Not that I'm jealous, don't get me wrong. If I wanted to roll around with a rubbery, ringleted loser, I'd buy a blow-up Bonnie Langford. Sorry, Mick. Something got me started, because you are tonight's Wanker of the Week.
There is a wanker on your sound system. You're just a trumped-up troll who thinks he's Mr. Soul, but all you do is strut and squeak. Well, now you've lost your cred, but still look overfed, so you're the wanker of the week. And you got ginger pube, the wanker of the week. Yes, you are.
Now, last week, if you remember, I introduced you to our gorgeous twins, Matthew and Jason. Well, I'm sorry to say, we've had a complaint. Ray Jennings of Guildford accuses us of reverse sexism, saying, "The twins are nothing more than bim boys, intended as no more than set decoration. This is demeaning to men. Surely they can do something more useful." Well, Ray, fear not. Of course our boys have their uses. Just watch this. Ready, lads? Yes. And relax. And relax. There. Perfect for every occasion. Now for another of Rachel Williams' letter bombs from America. This week she squeezes the pips out of Mr. Lemonhead, her old flame, Dando.
I think one of the ultimate compliments is to have a song written about you. I finally have. It's not just any old song, it's not just any old guy. It's by the most gorgeous guy I've ever met, and a talented musician at that. And it's not just about me, it's about me, Alice, and Dando. Dando of the Lemonheads.
Yes, Dando, the Lemonhead sex god, has re-emerged. And guess what? One of the songs on his new album was inspired by wild weekends my girlfriend Alice, Evan, and I spent at Glastonbury, New York, and London. I met up with him in New York to find out if those flames of passion were still burning.
Evan, what is that? Is that a pistol in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
Oh man, I'm so fucking horny, baby. I got a hat on.
Put that down, young man. Control yourself.
His protrusion under control, Evan serenaded me with his ode to our mad days and nights. It's all true.
I got me.
The dork harmonizing on the right is me.
We got time to share.
You and I hooked up at Glastonbury
You and Alice went off together to have
to
fun.
our country house in Bridport.
Yeah, with
we'd
Mark
rented.
and everybody.
You'd sleep over and we'd go back to the festival every day.
That was the best.
In the early 90s, the golden-haired all-American boy was hailed as an indie hero, but missing his Glastonbury gig was just one indication of a tumbling career. His self-confessed drug-hazed rock and roll lifestyle had become the focus of the music press, leading to a spell in a rehab.
You were quite honest about drug use.
I don't know, it all goes back to things like William Burroughs and the Stones and stuff like that. Like, all the stuff I liked when I was 10 years old, they all like were really into drugs, and so luckily I'm enough of a fuck-up that like people wouldn't want to take drugs. I'm an example of why you shouldn't take drugs, yeah. But I knew if I was going to release another record that it had to be good, because like people were so ready to just like totally write me off as a musician.
Yeah, this is my doctor, Peter.
Rock stars always have doctors.
I have to see my physician for a moment. I'll be back in a second. In there.
I love Evan off stage, but by the time he gets on stage, I idolize him. Okay, yeah, I admit it. I'm a groupie.
I took my bra off. It's a really expensive one. I hope I get it back.
The audience is about 90% girls. But I think he loves me the most. Yeah, right. Backstage, Helena Christensen and I discussed Evan Dilly Dando fandom.
It's a good feel. Evan is so cute that he gets all the beautiful people at his gig. It's really, I mean,
It's not about beauty, it's about mind. He's so melancholic.
You have to admit, he's like the most beautiful guy you've ever seen.
Very cute. There he is.
He's adorable.
Here he is. Here he is.
Adorable.
Hello.
It's a
Hello.
growth. You can all go away now. Yeah. Turn those cameras off.
We're having a private party.
Evan and I have some business to attend to.
Gonna make a baby.
And then most of you probably think of Lemmy as a hairy-assed, aging rocker with the biggest facial wart in showbiz, and you'd be right. But he's also become something of a national treasure, a bit like the Queen Mum, but without the support stockings. And there's a lot more to him than meets the eye. So before we meet him, let's take a look at 5 things you never knew about Lemmy.
Number 5.
Lemmy started out as a roadie for Jimi Hendrix, and he once shared a squat with Sid Vicious.
Number 4.
Lemmy's father was a vicar, and he called his first band The Vicars.
Number 3.
Lemmy was supposed to record a single with Sam Fox. Alas, it was not to be, but he did get it on with the Nolans.
Number 2.
Lemmy's had cameos in lots of films, but his smallest part must have been playing opposite this even smaller part in the porn version of the John Wayne Bobbitt story.
It's like a dick. Fucking hell. Oh well, it's not mine at least.
And number 1.
Lemmy claims that he hasn't had sex for 5 years, except for oral and manual.
But that's the way I like it, baby. I don't want to live forever.
Please welcome the man, the myth, the legend. It's Lemmy! Hello, Lemmy. Welcome to the Girlie Show.
Thank you kindly.
You're looking very handsome.
True.
Now, it said in that thing that you've not had sex for 5 years. Is that
Not
true?
doggy style, no.
No. Well, what style of sex have you had?
I prefer extended foreplay.
And, oh, right.
Because you can make foreplay last like 48 hours if you're really careful.
Can you?
Whereas screwing is over in what? Best shot an hour and a half?
5 minutes, leave space for a fag.
Oh, well, we're not all like that, lad. You've been hanging out with the wrong people.
Young lads, that's what it is, isn't it? Now, I'm going to delve deep into your murky past, if you don't mind. No, not that, well, quite far back, because you were a roadie for Jimi Hendrix, weren't you, at one time? What was that like?
It was very confusing, really, what with all the acid and everything.
And was he good friends?
He was a good guy.
Because you got to understand, for us young'uns, you know what I mean? It's just so amazing that you knew Jimi Hendrix.
I mean, I may be fucking old, but look what you missed.
I know, we missed the 60s. Is it true that Motorhead invented headbanging?
Yeah. Yeah, it is, yeah.
Do you ever do it?
No.
No?
I mean, it mars the face up, all them scars and shit. This geezer was smashing his head on the stage in Manchester Free Trade Hall. That was the first time I ever saw it. Covered in blood he was, laughing.
Oh, lovely.
Smiled through this mask of blood. It was great.
No, then, but you definitely weren't headbanging when you teamed up with the Nolan sisters in 1981.
No, I wasn't.
That's quite a strange collaboration, ain't it?
Only if you believe so.
The loudest, most amazing band in the world was sort of one of the sweetest, cutest little bands. How did that come about?
Well, we didn't mind playing with the heavy boys, you know.
I bet they didn't. We've got a clip.
We were sick of that cute image anyway.
Well, let's have a look at the clip just to see how cute they are.
Go on.
Did you just corrupt them in any way?
No, they were already corrupted by the time I got to
Well, they don't look very corrupted in the gingham BHS blouses and, you know, they look quite clean.
They don't look like that inside them.
Really? But you've had a lot of fun with them, haven't you?
I have. Nice. They've had a lot of fun with me, don't forget.
Who had the most fun, though?
Probably both of us. Who was working right?
Well, how many of these women do you think you've had sex with?
Thousands.
Thousands?
I'm a slut, I don't care.
Okay, well, Lemmy so far may be a love them and leave them kind of guy, but our sources tell us that he always leaves them very satisfied. And without our Lemmy knowing, the Girlie Show contacted some of his old girlfriends and found out that most of them still carry a torch to him. And here are three that definitely do. Now let's meet old flame number one. This is Gillian Bates. You nicknamed her Twitch because you couldn't control yourself when she was around. Now let's meet old flame number two. Now this is former glamour model Debbie Linden. You haven't seen her for years, but you still find her regularly, you old softly Lemmy. Lemmy, there's still one special girl missing. Not only were you lovers, but you made sweet, beautiful music together, climaxing in a massive romantic top 5 hit.
Yes, here you are, Lemmy, performing on Top of the Pops with the love of your life, Kelly Johnson, lead singer of Girls' School. The song's called Please Don't Touch, but we don't think you meant it, Lemmy.
Here she is. It's Kelly! Oh, it's so romantic.
The Monster Johnson. How you did? There's no room on this couch now. Oh yeah, there you go.
Get right back. Like, oh, a Lemmy sandwich. I bet you've had that a few times, haven't you?
Keeps you cheerful.
Well, girls, what do you reckon? What's the secret? Is Lemmy just a big softie at heart?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he is. Lemmy, you've been so much fun. Thanks very much, darling.
Thank you.
Everybody, Lemmy!
Now it's time to pick the spots off the train spotters in Men Behaving Sadly. Tonight's Geek of the Week spends his days pressing the flesh and dealing with all the big cheeses.
Welcome to the cheese counter. My name's Mark Reed, 21 years of age, I live in Weymouth and I work on a deli counter. But I'm not cutting cheese or slicing salami, I'm out on the road living life to the max.
Mark shares the most seductive male fantasy this side of the sheets, cruising the open road in top gear, but this is beyond autoerotica, it's motorway madness.
Yep, I love driving around the M25. It is fantastic. I think there's nothing I like doing more, any chance I get, to come up to the M25 and do the 117-mile loop in what takes really only about 3 hours.
For 3 years, our man from the Dorset Deli's been spending his spare time circling the world's most notorious ring road, the M25. He's done it clockwise and anti-clockwise, and he knows all the best picnic spots.
There are parts of this motorway that have actually got some good views. Junction 9, Reigate, and through there round to the Dartford Tunnel. And at Heathrow you get to look at all the planes, if you want. The buzz that I get from driving around the capital city and on the M25 is amazing. It is a road, very cosmopolitan road. You can tell from the number plates. I mean, the letters on the number plate tell you where a car comes from. One over there from Dorset, you know.
But when the orbitals turn offs are no longer a turn on, is it hard cheese for the deli fella? Not our globe-trotting Mark.
In the past, of a Saturday evening, what I've done when I finished work, got onto the M40 and once went up to Birmingham, down the M5, back to Weymouth. Just for the sheer hell of it, really.
But the M25, now 10 years old, is Mark's true highway to heaven, and moving in the biggest circles always attracts the best press.
I've had loads of media attention. This is my local paper, the Dorset Echo, on the front page.
So what of the girls? A case of once driven, forever smitten?
I've got no girlfriend at the moment, but I've had them in the past when I've been driving around the M25, but I think they thought I was a little bit different. But mind you, I think a lot of girls probably like the idea of being driven around the country.
Never mind, Mark. You've always got your fluffy penguin.
Hoping for a gratuitous flash of flesh, a stray nipple here or there. Well, this next item won't disappoint. Gentlemen, prepare to see some very large breasts indeed. But as with everything on the Girlie Show, there's a twist. You've heard of chicks with dicks? Well, we've got gits with tits. Let's have a warm welcome for the first of our lovely, cuddly bosom buddies. On Bosom Buddies, we'll be seeking out the chunkiest hunks around. This is Simon Clemmy from Hampton. Take a bow, Simon. Simon, what are your vital statistics?
I'm 19, 5'9", about 18 stone, and I got a 48B chest.
Oh, hey! So the big question, Simon, will you go for bust and get your tits out for the girls?
Oh, show my baps.
Chaps with baps will always get the Girlie Show support. Here it is, strap it on, bit of padding, good bit of support. Give us a twirl and a big round of applause for Simon!
After the break, we find out why this man's packet caused a racket and how much this lady liked a Wimbledon striker.
So, what would your marks out of 10 be?
10 out of 10, definitely.
Welcome to the peekaboo world of celebrity gossip, where former wives and girlfriends get to tell the whole truth in all its gratuitous glory. Welcome to the X-Files.
Tonight on the X-Files, we're going to hear the shocking story of how page 3 stunner Lindsay Dawn Mackenzie scored with one of Britain's top footballers. Lindsay, welcome to the X-Files. Now, can you tell me the name and position of your footballing fancy boy?
My celebrity ex is Dean Holdsworth, Wimbledon striker.
Is this him?
Yes.
Now, Lindsay, you claim to have intimate knowledge of his ball skills, but what evidence do you have to offer us as proof?
Well, we met in a club in Enfield. We spent all night kissing. The first night we met each other. And then we spent every day with most of the day with each other, every day for a month or so.
Did you get to spend the night with him very often?
Not that often, no. Away games.
When he was in hotels?
That's right.
Of course. Now, was he romantic?
Yeah, he was, yeah. He bought me roses and took me out for lovely meals.
Okay, you bought one with you, haven't you? Look, everybody. It's a little wilted rose from Dean. It's a bit dead now. Now, we know he scores for Wimbledon, but how did he score in your book?
He made me feel good. He treated me right, and I think that's the most important thing a man can do for you.
Was he good all round?
Yes, absolutely.
So, what would your marks out of 10 be?
10 out of 10, definitely.
10 out of 10 for Dean Holdsworth. So what happened next then?
We got caught out by the News of the World.
And where exactly did they find you?
It's in Wimbledon Village that they took pictures of us together.
And that was in the back of the BMW, wasn't it?
Actually, no, that wasn't in the BMW, that was in my Vitara.
The car. It was. Now, was it a shock to see all of this in the papers, or did you know?
No, I didn't know. Well, when I woke up in the morning, obviously I knew, People were phoning me, my phone didn't stop ringing.
So the first you knew was when you saw it on the front pages?
Yeah.
Oh my Lord. Are you still seeing him?
No.
So it really is a true celebrity ex?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad. Now, Dean's wife, Sam, described you as a Rottweiler in the press. Do you have a special message for her, maybe?
Sam, Dean may have supper with you, but he sure enjoyed dessert with me.
Well, I think we've heard all the evidence we need. But is Dean Holdsworth a lover or a loser? Let's find out from the Girlie Show's own romance referee, Sarah Cox.
Well, Dean obviously can't keep his tackle under control, and playing away from home is always dodgy. And this time the cameras caught him in a very cynical manoeuvre indeed, and that makes him a loser. So it's a red card for Dean Holdsworth.
He's the greatest that's all.
25-year-old Justin from Clapham claims to be an agony aunt for Woman's Weekly. But if you carry on thrashing around like that, Justin, I think you're going to be the one in agony.
This week's Girlie Show has been stuffed fuller than Pamela Anderson's bikini top, but we've been keeping a special surprise package tucked away until last, and here it is.
Yes, kids, tonight's supermodel sweep is Kelly, who hit the headlines when the authorities got their knickers in a twist over his Loin King underwear ads.
That's right, brace yourselves for the Girlie Show's exclusive brief encounter as we meet the face behind the fuss. Hey Kelly, all right, mate?
How you doing?
Now then, tell us a story. What was all this trouble with this Loin King advert?
The bulge was too big.
The bulge was too big?
Yeah.
Well, I've never complained if the bulge is too big, I must tell you. So, as far as the advertiser is concerned, size does matter. But, Kelly, I've been trying to rub up against you all day and you've been shoving me away. But I've been dying to ask you, is that all you down there?
Yeah.
It is. Well, we're going to chat about this a bit more later, but while Kelly may have swept to success on the billboards, he's still got a little bit of sweeping up to do, because he's volunteered to sweep up after the Girlie Show.
But before Kelly sweeps us off our feet, we'll leave you with some old friends of Lemmy playing us out with a blast from the past. It's Girl School with Race with the Devil.
This week on Supermodel Sweep, Kelly and his incredible performing pants prove once and for all that boys can do housework. Thanks, Kelly. You're super.